Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Carolina. Let's take a look at the essay. So you submitted a practice TOEFL iBT independent writing response at better TOEFL scores on the password protected page of TOEFL Writing Lesson 1. So the question is, if you could travel back in time or into the future, which would you choose, and what exact period of time would you like to experience? Use specific reasons and examples to support your choice. Wow, where did you get that question? I don't recognize seeing this question on the TOEFL iBT, but maybe it is. I know there's like 187 ones they choose from, but I don't remember reading this one, but it's a great question. So let's take a look at what you said. Your first paragraph: if I could choose a period of time to experience, I would go back to the Jesus Christ era. The reasons why I wish I could go are because I would love listening to all the lessons that Jesus gave to the men as a prophet. That's your first key point. Also, I would love to witness his miracles as well as his redemption when he gave up his life to save ours. That's your second key point. Very nice. Language is good. Probably your introduction is a little bit too short. You might want to include some general statements before you get to restating the question. So I would encourage you to shoot more toward maybe 50 to 100 words on the introduction. So the intro is a little bit short. All right, let's go to your next paragraph. Firstly, I wish I could go back to Christ's era and listen to his prophecies. According to many sources, including the Holy Bible, Jesus wasn't an ordinary man. Although he was a son of God incarnated, and he came here to preach and help people. I think although's the wrong word. You might want to say however. And however works as a transition word to introduce a independent clause. Although is a subordinating conjunction which is typically used to introduce a dependent clause which needs to connect to the previous idea. Okay, let's keep going. As an example, he left his house and his job to walk all over the country helping poor and sick people. During his path, he was followed by a group of 12 disciples, which became a group of students. I would say here who, because in the Bible, though, I know they use which to refer to things, but typically in today's grammar we use which to refer to things and who to refer to people. All right, your next paragraph, you say, secondly, I wish I could witness Christ's miracles. It is difficult to believe, for instance, that a man could turn the water into wine and multiply bread to distribute to others, or even cure a man contaminated with leprosy. I think you want to say leprosy. The list of miracles is long, and I think if I could witness all good actions, I could remember that there are no barriers to help others. Thirdly, I would be present at the day that he got his redemption. As an illustration, the last day of his life, Jesus suffered incessantly from having been beaten and crucified, maybe. After that, he achieved his freedom, and this is a fact that we should think about. I would say freedom by doing what? By resurrecting, right? So I think you need a vocabulary word in there. He overcame the obstacle of death. I believe that if we could experience this, we would remember always what he had done for us. Finally, I wish I could go back to Jesus's period, probably put an apostrophe after S, to listen to his lessons as well as witness his miracles and his redemption after he saved our lives. Okay, the good news and the bad news. The good news is I think you have a fairly nicely organized essay. I like your use of transition words like firstly, using words like as an example, secondly, use words like for instance, as an illustration, thirdly, finally. These transition words that you use, it makes it easy for me to connect the different parts of your writing together, so that's good. You do have some details to help support your generalization, so that's good. You have a few small problems with grammar, but they don't really interfere, I think, in your ability to be understood. The bad news is maybe the introduction is a little bit short, your conclusion is a little bit short. It's probably not quite 350 words. It's probably better to try to get closer to the 350 word limit, so you kind of can show the TOEFL iBT human raters that you know how to develop an idea. So I'm going to say that your minimum here probably 4.0 out of 5 on this particular practice essay. So overall, you did a good job. You have very good control of your language, and the best thing I like, as I said before, is how you organize your ideas.